Hey guys, Sean Zine, the host for the Network Marketing Insider, where I bring on guests that are involved in network, affiliate, and multi-level, and also done token creators as well, because I found that they use a similar model and they share their story, talk about trials and tribulations, strategies, processes, mindset. We're going to go into a lot of things that you can actually implement. That's the key thing is you taking what we're saying and actually taking action. Those that are watching, please drop a comment where you're watching from, and please share this video. If you're listening to us after, please give us a rating. 5 or 5 is great. If you want to give us a 4 or 3, I don't know, we can make it up for you. But I want to make sure that you definitely reach out to my guests. All the information's in the description of this video, wherever you're watching this from, and have a connection call, see where it goes. Without further ado, we'll bring on my next guest. We have Emma. How are you, Emma?
Hi, Sean. I'm very good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I love doing these because it's all about giving value. So I always ask my guests, who are you and what made you get into network marketing?
Okay. So I'm Emma, and I live in the northeast of the UK with my partner and our cats and our 10 hens. And we've got a couple of lovebirds as well. And I'm a holistic therapist. So I've been working as a Reiki master for about the last 10 years. And I really got into network marketing because I came across some really amazing products that I found could help my clients. So I have clients who have issues with sleep, weight management, certain chronic diseases. And so for the last 3 years, I've been involved with a couple of companies that are in that wellness space. And it's all about the products for me. So I would never recommend anything that doesn't, create value for people and really help them to improve their health and well-being. So I began with getting involved with frequency healing devices, and that was 3 years ago. And then for the last 6 months, I've been involved with Live Good, and they're amazing in terms of quality, value, the highest quality health supplements on the planet, clean, third-party tested, and they're made available at little over cost price. So they're incredible value for money, and they're really getting results for people. So not only do they give results in terms of health and well-being, but the compensation plan itself is fabulous for affiliates as well. And it rewards direct enrollment as well as passive network growth. So there are real ways to create residual income and even generational wealth for affiliates. So I'm so glad you on it.
I'm so happy that you're here. I welcome you, and I love hearing all those. We're going to unpack a few things that you mentioned because a lot of people are unsure of the space. They have some myths out there. So one thing I want to ask is, you have Liberated Soul. Tell us about that.
So Liberated Soul is the name of my company, and it's based on sort of the ethos of the work that I do. So my mission really, if I could put it in such terms, is to help people to create freedom when it comes to their physical health, their mental health, emotional well-being, spiritual well-being. For me, life is all about creating freedom and liberation. So that's why I chose the name for my business.
That's something that you don't see often. A lot of people just pitch the product or service, the company they work for. But you, Emma, has a personal brand. And I figured this out a number of years ago. I became the connection machine because I like connecting other individuals I have an insurance business. I'm into network marketing, affiliate marketing, but it's all about connecting. In my world as well is having your own personal brand. They're going to buy from you. they're not going to buy from the company. They're going to always buy from you. So I appreciate seeing others that have created their own personal brand. Now, what have you heard, friends, family, ex-coworkers, when someone says network marketing, what usually comes out of their mouth?
That's a tricky one, to be honest with you, because it's not a thing that I would talk about often with people. It's not really a well-known thing in the circles that I move around in. Um, but I mean, essentially, to me, network marketing is just about connection. It's just about networking, talking to people, and just making that connection on a personal level.
Yes, a lot of people, it's leveraging other people. You're leveraging others that will, hopefully, they're going to do some kind of work. But in that network, the work part, a lot of people miss. They think they just signed up for something. Oh, wait, Emma, I'm not making the money that I think I should be making. Well, have you done anything? Are you, promoting it? What are ways that you have been taught to promote the products and services that you're involved in?
Um, I would say really, it's just about being authentic. Um, I wouldn't say I've necessarily been taught a lot. I feel like I've just had to learn it a lot as I've went along. Um,
Yeah.
Again, for me, it's all about just giving value to people. So because I work a lot with clients, I have kind of like a way in to start a discussion around the products that I'm involved with distributing. So it's a lot about giving value. When it comes to tips, that I've heard along the grapevine, I would say just success loves speed. That's a good tip that I heard. Just go for the nose. Don't get attached to whether people say yes or whether they don't. And because it's easy to let that put you off. If you get ghosted, if you're sending out messages, it's easy to just be a bit disheartened by it. Um, but when you just bear in mind, go for the no's, it's because that no will give you the clarity, right? Great, move on, next. It's just about the speed at which you move. So if you want to create success, so to speak, quickly, just go quickly, and just don't be attached to what people say or don't say.
I agree. Personal development is key. You said it, you hit the nail right on the head with going for the no, because you're going to get a lot of rejection. You're going to get a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm not going to do it." No, and just like Emma said, move on, go on to the next person, build relationships with people that you want to be around. If it's people that you have to kind of coax to do stuff, you don't want them in your downline or in your business. And I know people out there, they the expectations have to be set early on. And a lot of people don't understand that. They don't want to practice, learn new skills. What is like a number one skill? If you have a friend of yours going to join you and in your business, what would be the first thing you would tell them to do?
First thing, I would tell them to get clear on their why. Why did you want to join this business? Because I think if you are clear on your why, then everything else just falls into place, if that makes sense. You can then formulate a script that you can approach people with. And if it all comes from a place of being genuine, then you can't really fail. You're just speaking your truth. um it has to come from a place of really wanting to be of service, I think. So if you kind of, everybody wants to make money, but if you get into it purely from a selfish perspective, you may get far, you may not, but if it comes from a genuine desire to want to help people, I think, that's going to build a long-term success. That's going to help you to build powerful working relationships with people. So I think, yeah, I would say just get clear on why you want to join this business first and foremost, and then let that be your foundation.
It's important to find your whys. It's important. It allows you to become motivated on the days you're not getting those yeses. You need to think about that. And that should be in the forefront of your mind is why? Why am I doing what I'm doing? If it's for money, it's not going to come. But if you are helping, like Emma was saying, helping people first, the money will come. The opportunities are going to come flourishing in. It's just about your mindset. And I keep stating that in a lot of episodes I've had. It's all about that mindset and keeping yourself positive, keeping yourself from getting yourself in some negativity. Once negativity comes in, that's what people quit. They quit so soon. If they just went a little bit longer, they probably would have felt that success. Now, are you one how are you using social media in your marketing? Is it a popular thing in the UK to use social media, or is it more one-on-one? How can you talk to us about that?
So I'm using a mixture of sort of in-person networking. So as I said before, I see clients in person for the Reiki and the holistic therapy. So I have people that I can connect with on that level. But in terms of social media, I mainly use Facebook. Um, I know some people use TikTok. I'm not quite familiar with TikTok. Creating videos really isn't something that feels too aligned for me. So the things I do on Facebook are reach out to the contacts that I already have and just send them a brief message introducing the opportunity and saying, if you'd like to take a look at it, here's what it is. If not, that's fine. And I would say about 10% of people will say, okay, yeah, I'll take a look. And the other 90%, they might say no, or they might not bother getting back in touch at all. And apart from that, I do some posts on my personal page. Um, a lot of the time just from my own perspective, because I'm so passionate about the products and how they're benefiting me and my health. I tend to share a lot about my journey and, the benefits that I'm experiencing. And then I also dip into some groups now and again. So a couple of
Yes.
natural and holistic health groups, and try and strike up relationships there and again offer value. There are some network marketing groups on Facebook as well, which I have looked into. And I do find that you can get a couple of leads from them, but a lot of the time it's just a big pool of people who also want to promote their own work. So it's 50-50, when it comes to those groups.
I agree. You have to sift through a lot of conversations you might have. I want to definitely reiterate Emma stating that she likes sharing personal experiences with her products. We don't need to sell. Guys, you're selling yourself. So if you share, and she mentioned sharing your journey, talking about what has the products do for you, the service that might change something in your life. This is what people need to hear, not just like, hey, I have this product. I need you to join me. We can get paid. Let's do this together. There's got to be, goes back to the why. And I also want to go into the Facebook groups. Yes, some Facebook groups for network marketers, affiliate marketers. Some people do these posts. They're like, oh, what kind of businesses are you involved in? And people start listing all their stuff. Why are people not connecting to the ones that are engaging? I like connecting because if they're engaging the post, they're action takers. The ones that just like stuff, they're not doing anything. They're just like swiping through. That's not giving any value. But if they're engaging the post, I want to get to know them. I have use the direct message constantly. My first thing is, hey Emma, I would love to connect. I think that's what I did with you. And it just starts a conversation, not selling something, not I just want building relationships. A lot of people are into just copying and pasting a script they got from their upline to hope it will work. Do you see that often?
Yes, I do. I see that often. And I just yeah, it's quite obvious when it's just a script. And I think you're not seeing the person behind the script. I think it has to feel authentic, and that's what I try to bear in mind when I'm approaching people. You can always take a basic script that you might get given from your upline, but at least modify it to make it relevant to you and to who you are and what your message is and how you would like to be in service. I think people can sense authenticity or a lack of authenticity. So yeah, it's always good to just speak your truth, put your message in there.
Speaking your truth is key. Technology. Is there any technology that you recommend those that are watching they should go out and take a look at and maybe incorporate into their daily life, into their business, things like that? What's working for you?
I'm not so big on technology, to be honest with you. When it comes to the network marketing space, I'm quite just basic. I mean, of course, when it comes to the healing technologies, I work with the terahertz wand and everything like that. So by no means am I like a Philistine. But when it comes to just the network marketing, I'm just very basic. I have a laptop, I have a phone. That's it.
Hey, that's what really all I like it. You just need a phone or a laptop, and you could be anywhere in the world and have a business. I'm a full-time teacher. I have to go somewhere for my day. Network marketing affiliate. You don't have to do. You could be on a beach and you could be working your business. It's just however you set that up. Now we've been given some good tips and strategies, and I want to go back when you first started. Talk about some failures you've had in this business, network marketing.
Right. Well, so the first network marketing company I was involved with is a company called Prife, and they are the company that manufacture the terahertz healing devices. And the products in themselves are fantastic. And I had a lot of success in connecting with people who wanted to buy the products and who had amazing results with the products. People with osteoporosis who were kind of written off by the doctors, who would say, you have to have surgery and it's degenerative and that's the only option. They used the terahertz device for a couple of weeks. They started to see results. They were able to cancel their surgery, and actually do amazingly well with their health. So I've had I wouldn't say it was a failure with that company, because I met some great people, and I feel like people were helped in a lot of ways. But when it came to that particular compensation plan, in order to keep your position in the company, you had to sell a certain volume of product every month.
Hmm.
Um, and so it got to a point after about a year and a half where I had to ask myself, is it worth continuing? Because, I just had a dry spell where I was still doing sessions with the technology, but people just weren't, buying it for whatever reason. A lot of people couldn't afford to pay $400 to $900 for a device. So my options were to pay the maintenance fee to keep my position in the company, or just kind of just leave it. So I just decided just to leave it. It was only a $30 maintenance fee, but if you go a few months and you're not getting any sales, it still stacks up. So for me, I just thought it was best just to opt out at that point and just continue to use the devices that I had and to continue to work with clients, but just not sell the devices anymore. So I would say that's probably the failure.
And like Emma was saying, a lot of people are going to go through a dry spell. There's going to be a time that things are not going. It's not clicking, right? People need to hear that. And I appreciate you being transparent. A lot of people think you're just going to get started and, oh, you're going to make all this money. You're going to have consistency, but it takes time to get to that. And like Emma was saying, and I love using the word failure because I don't think it's really a bad thing. Failure, as Emma was saying, you reflect on and you learn from whatever happened in that situation. So that if it comes upon that situation again, you know how to prepare for it, know what to do about it. So I appreciate being transparent because being real, a lot of people ask me about this podcast. Oh, is there going to be a script? I'm like, no. Why would you want to be a script? I want to be real. I want people that say and think and bring some value and be real. That's the key thing. Otherwise, people, if you want to watch robots, I don't even know where would you go to watch robots? I don't know. But I don't want to be a robot, and I want to be a human being, and then we want to help more people. Now, you're not involved. You don't like doing video, right? This is like one of your first times you've been doing this type of thing?
I have done a podcast actually on the same platform, not your platform, but the StreamYard platform for my other work in the holistic therapy. But when in terms of talking about network marketing, this is the first video I've been involved with. Yeah.
Hey, I think StreamYard is a great platform because it looks like a TV show. It's a broadcasting thing. We could also be in a little box in the Zoom calls that people might record as well. I always share with a video, they're going to get to know us. And they see the passion, they see the enthusiasm that you might have for the product or service or company you're working with. An image post or a text post doesn't come across properly. So I challenge people, those that are watching, get a TikTok account. You don't have to dance. You just have to provide some value, and it could be short, information-packed type of videos. Are you using AI, Emma?
No, it's not for me. Just to be honest with you, I've heard it can be great for automation. I've heard it can be helpful in terms of creating more time and space for people, creators and business owners to kind of work on other things. But it just, for me personally, it just doesn't feel aligned at this point. What about yourself?
I love learning new things. I like technology. I know a lot of technology, there's lots of failures, so you're going to learn a lot from it. AI, you can create a reel or a short video. You can ask it to create a reel. It'll give you a script with a captivating title. It'll give you a call to action, all the viral tags within seconds. You can create reels, you can create image posts, you can create text posts or carousels people talk about, all with this using prompts. If you have the right prompts, you can get your chat GPT to work the right way. And yes, it alleviates, it gives you more opportunities for as ideas that maybe you never thought about. And it frees up some time, I've found as well. I also use AI for content creation with a company, and I also have one that shortens my long video form, like the long video. It'll chop it up for me and make it into shorts and reels without even me doing anything. So the technology, the AI out there it's growing. People are scared of it. People are not, they don't have the education on it. So that's why I purposely like to dive into things to learn about it. Like you said, the Reiki, right? The holistic, a friend of mine does that. She was on this platform as well, Tanya Reid. How did you get into doing that?
So I've been doing Reiki for over 10 years. Initially, I wasn't actually looking to get into Reiki. I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know what it was when it was first presented to me. But I was doing another therapy at the time, and I had a good friend who is a Reiki master teacher, and she suggested that we have a swap. So she said, if you do a session for me, I'll do your Reiki level 1. And I said, okay, I'll give it a go. And then I just, from the moment of the attunement and having the first bit of practice, it just felt aligned. I just thought, wow, this is definitely something that I'm meant to be doing. When something just finds you and you're not even looking for it, I think you can definitely trust those things.
Oh, it's beautiful. And I'm sure you seem like you're the same thing, same type of person. I'm always looking to help. So you're helping people with the holistic things. You might be network marketing, but you're listening to maybe a pain point that you can provide a solution to their problem. That's what I'm always focused on. A lot of people are like, you're involved with a few things. I'm like, yes, on purpose. Because when I want to have a connection call with someone, I want to find out what's going on. I want to get to know them. What are some of the things, maybe the product or service I'm working with might solve, might help them? Why not get paid on recommending great opportunities for people? It opens up different income funnels that you can have. When you're talking about and talking to people in the holistic approach, you might even go down the path. Maybe people are complaining about their income. They don't have enough money to pay their bills. They don't have to make ends meet. You'd be like, I have a solution. Would you be interested in? And that's how you lead right into it. I think it's a great thing to do.
Absolutely. And even with the Live Good, the products they're really just creating so many solutions to so many problems. The magnesium, for example, my partner suffers terribly with migraines, like terrible, terrible, to the point where he would be in bed all day. He would go blind in one eye and he would be puking up. And about a couple of years ago, we discovered that magnesium is something that can shift that like within minutes.
Wow.
And so what would be like a 10 on the pain scale is like a 2 or a 1, and he's able to go about his day, without having to go to bed, without having to puke up. So just even something as simple as taking a magnesium complex for like $8-9, that solves that problem. So yeah, it's amazing.
There's stuff out there. It's crazy what can solve problems out there today. It's everywhere, and it's great that you're finding them and we're sharing them with others. Are there any final thoughts that you can share with those that are watching in network marketing, affiliate marketing, and business in general?
I would say, if it means something to you, if what you are doing, if it feels like it comes from your soul, and you experience doubt, setbacks, challenges, you will experience those setbacks. But if it's something that is aligned with who you are and why you're here and what you're meant to do, then just keep going. Sometimes you might try something, say in the network marketing industry, and it might not be working. It might not feel aligned, and you might have to just step back and say, okay, well, I've learned what I can from that. I'll move on. I'll try something else. But if what you're focused on is really aligned, and it's your why, and it's your mission, then just don't give up. Just keep going. You never know what might be around the corner, or who you might meet, or I mean, in the network marketing, multi-level marketing area, it just takes one person in your downline to be a builder, to
Yes.
to take things off, and they could be earning you like thousands and thousands of dollars a month, so you never know who you're going to meet. You never know how things are going to go.
Well said. And yes, you can just, I always tell people, stick it out for a year. If you can get your money back you put in for it, stick it out for a second year, and something will happen. And just like Emma was saying, that builder will show up, and then that's a game changer. You might get one, you might get two, and then now you're talking about some serious money. I want to thank you for being with us today, Emma, and everyone else. I want to make sure that you understand. Go to the description, have a connection call with Emma, talk to her, build a relationship, see if what she's doing fits. If it does, boom, we just made a great connection. If not, we move on. But we're always here, and we're focused on helping you. Emma, stick around for one moment. Everyone else, we hope you have an amazing rest of your day.